Alrighty then. Like the stream is stable. I got a couple folks watching. How y'all doing? Music is kind of cool. Kind of got a shuffle of all songs available to see what I can come up with as favorites for future streams. Start up the scene switcher in a minute and go to my editor. Today I'm just kind of planning to continue some of the work I was doing on Friday, which is working on Firefox Color, adding support for multiple background images, and today I'm going to try making them sortable, so you can upload up to 3 images and then drag and drop or hit some buttons to put them in whatever order you'd like. It'll probably become more clear once I get looking at the app itself. Trying to stay cool today. Of course, the first thing I did before starting the stream is I downed fresh espresso, which is not a recipe for staying cool. Alright. Start the scene switcher. Now you can follow along as I go into my editor. I'm kind of up in the corner there. You can see my to-dos for today. There's not very many. The only thing I really have in mind is start working on the multiple background images and reordering them. And just as a brief intro for folks who might not have seen it before, let's show you what Firefox Color is all about. Now, first of all, there's Firefox Color. This is the website. And this is a site that lets you play around with colors and the various different parts of the Firefox user interface. So you can set your own theme. We're kind of trying this out as a Firefox test pilot experiment to see what folks want to do with the user interface. This is powered by a theme API under the hood that has many more properties available than we're showing here right now, but we're just kind of playing around with the user interface ideas. It's also got this neat feature where if you pick a theme and put a theme together, it's expressed as a URL, so you can actually copy and paste the URL and send it to friends or whatever. The other part of this is an add-on. And when the add-on is installed, whatever theme changes you make in the website will be applied to Firefox itself. I'm going to try loading up that add-on right now. I'm trying a different thing today since Friday. I'm actually running my Webpack, because this is a website and a Firefox extension. I'm trying to run the build process up in an EC2 box in a virtual machine in Amazon, because my laptop's been a little underpowered to stream and do my project build. One thing that's fallen out of that, though, is it's hard. I think I found a bug in Firefox that does not allow it to load an add-on directly from that remote box. So I just copied it down for now. Looks like the copied version worked fine, though. So what you can see here is I just installed the Firefox Color add-on. That took me, as kind of a first run scenario, back to the website. And so now what happens, I'm looking at the website, and the theme in the website matches the theme in Firefox. When I change to a different theme, pretty quickly the theme updates in the app and it'll update in the browser. Cool, so that's working. I haven't broken that. So that's kind of the special fun of Firefox colors. You can make changes in this web app, and they'll be reflected pretty quickly in Firefox itself. Now, the thing that I've started adding is the ability to add your own background images, because for right now, the way Firefox Color works live at color.firefox.com is you can pick a theme texture, which is one of a set of canned images that comes with the app. And those images, you can't change them. They're just what come with Firefox Color. Well, as it turns out, people want to upload their own images. They want to put their own images and themes. That's pretty reasonable. So that's one of the things I'm looking at doing right now, is adding the features to support users adding their own images from their own local drive. The one thing that does is it disables being able to share the theme via URL, because we can't fit the image in the URL. But if you want to set a theme for yourself and use images, that should be cool. And so my really kind of ugly UI I have down here right now is the in progress version of that feature as I play with it. I like to just kind of verify work that I did last time around isn't broken, so I'm going to try just kind of using that feature right now. See if I can get into that. So, I'm just going to actually add, this might be confusing, but I'm just going to try using some of those same images we have uploaded as canned images. I'm going to try using one of those as a background image. Let's see, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I don't think I set SVG as a valid media type. Did I break something? That shouldn't have happened. I should have been able to pick a background image. Let's just pick one again. I may have broken something. Try an image from my local hard drive. So I'm actually trying to upload an image from a remote drive, which Firefox has been having trouble with accessing. Here we go. Let's load my face. Something isn't working. There we go. Okay. I don't know what I did, but whatever I was trying before wasn't working. All right, so what you can do with this feature, I've got really bad example images right now. But you can pick images from your hard drive. You can say I want them aligned to, say, I don't know, right top. So you can compose your theme with multiple background images, and there's not a lot of space up there, but you could do some creative stuff. What's kind of cool about these alignment options is it scales with the browser. So if you stick an image to left top, it stays to left top. If you stick it to the right top, it'll move with the corner of the browser. And if you stick something in the center, it'll stay in the center. So those options are kind of neat for, like, if you wanted to, I don't know, throw clouds up there that move with the size of the browser and things like that. You can also do tiling. Like if I wanted to repeat that little image of my forehead, I can go like, there it goes. I know that's like the most glorious image I could use. Okay, so this is the stuff I got working last week. I got the image upload working. I got the clearing individual backgrounds working. I got the alignment options working. Now what I want to do is add some kind of reordering option, so you can like swap these images around. Now, eventually this will be wrapped up in a much better user interface. Mine is super ugly right now because I am not an effective designer myself. But once I kind of get the technical underpinnings working, then I can reshape all this to fit a much better user experience. Yeah, this other picture in my head work up there? I don't know. I'm tempted to pop open the GIMP and come up with some better images to throw out. Could even use one of the images that came with Firefox Color, I guess. Where they are? Yeah, this is where they are. So I could try... I don't think I support SVG right now, though. Yeah, so I don't support SVG. Actually, so a quick warm-up task. I'm going to go hack that in there. Go off to my editor. I have found editing over the remote connection is a little slow, but it's a trade-off right now because building the site is super slow right now. On my laptop, anyways. Alright, so where do we have that? We have that under the theme custom background component. I got a little light validation of the files in here. This might not be the best place for that validation, but it's where I got it for now. Oh wait, this is entirely the wrong file. Let me reopen my editor. I've been seeing some problems lately where when I'm using this SSHFS thing in my Vim editor, it'll load the wrong files if I already have a file open from there. Let's see what's up with that. So let's see what's up with the music stopping. Next, please. Thank you. Okay, so we're back in the editor again. That is not the file I wanted to open. That's not the directory I wanted to open. I am just full of typos and misclicks today. There we go. Let's drill down to the components I want. We want theme custom background. I'm super tempted to just jump into Vim directly on the remote desktop. Because if there's one thing that super kills productivity, it's little pauses in builds and edits and all that, because while I'm waiting for some stupid little system process to complete, I start staring off elsewhere and forget what I was doing. God forbid I even get distracted with Twitter or something. Alright, so we loaded this component. The validation at the bottom is here in this handle file choice. I'm going to bump the font size up just a little bit. That's not too bad. Okay. I'm trying to find a balance between font size that's comfortable for me to develop at and font size that's comfortable to look at on the stream. Usually I like my font probably like 2 or 3 or 4 sizes smaller than this, but it's a little hard to see on the screen. Alright, so we're looking at custom background allowed types. That is actually... that's from a different file called constants. Let's load that up real quick. That's going to be back here in this lib directory. And it's loading. Hello, computer. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, so here's a little list of content types. And what I want to add, I think it's just the image SVG. I'm going to format that a little bit. And I'm just going to save it, and here. It's going to let Prettier clean that up for me real quick. Meanwhile, in the background, the site should be building, and it does appear to be doing so. See, one reason my build is slow is because I have it doing so much. So when this is I use Webpack to build both the site, Webpack to build the add-on, and then also in the background I run code linting, I run unit tests, I run an add-on validator, I run all this stuff on every code change. And when I had a better laptop, that seemed totally sensible, because what was cool is it would run like the whole suite of code quality tools and everything every time I saved a file, so that by the time I tabbed back to my terminal, it was already giving me input on whether it had syntax errors or ICE failing tests. It doesn't work too badly up in Amazon. Alright, so the site should actually already be reloaded. And I should be able to upload an SVG. Let's see if I fix that. Yeah, try this one. Looks like it accepted it. But was there an error? Huh. I seem to have broken something, and I don't know what it is. I don't want the inspector, I want the web console. Let's try that again. Yeah, both got a web console and a browser console open. The web console, usually the browser console catches both errors in add-ons and the browser itself. But sometimes it seems to miss one or two errors, and I have to look at the web console. Doesn't seem to like that SVG, huh? It's allowed it at least. I'm not getting any errors. That's the weirdest thing. It's just kind of failing silently. How about we poke at that a little bit? Alright, so I'm going to save this, then exit it. How long is this song? Oh, this song has no ending. Go to the next one. Alright, that's cheerful. How about we do this? So when we enter the handler, handle file choice. What are we doing here? Just gonna make this thing vomit out some information. Give me another build, thank you. You know what, I hate linting sometimes. I'm just going to disable linting for that line real quick, because I've got a rule enabled to keep me from throwing in console log statements. Hey Slayer Darth, doing pretty good, how are you doing? Pretty warm here, trying to stay cool, unsuccessfully. Alright, so we got another build, no errors this time. Take a look at the browser. That's the browser console. Looks like the browser's already reloading, which is cool. So I got a file choice. Oh, image SVG plus XML. Okay, well, I see what I did. Pretty worn out this weekend. Yeah, we've been worn out in my house just by the heat, though. I did kind of work all weekend on a side project. Although the side project kind of turned into an infinite regress of yak shaving. Every time I thought I was making progress on what I actually wanted to work on, I had 5 other things to cover first, until finally I feel like I backed my way into inventing my own Node web framework, probably terribly. Even, oh yeah, I'm going to load that constants file again. I was hacking this weekend a little bit. I want to make a Twitch chatbot, an overlay tool for myself. And along the way, I decided to throw as many new technologies into it as I can, like things I haven't played with before. Which means I'll probably never make that chatbot an overlay tool. I'm just going to keep playing around with Node. Oh, you're going to try to finish off your first Android app this week. That's cool. That's also on my to-do list. I need to play with Kotlin. I've never gotten past Hello World with Android, and that was probably a few years ago. It was when the G1 phone came out with a little trackball on the bottom. That was the last time I really seriously tried Android development. That was a while ago. Hey, I remember this game. Alright, doing pure Java. That's cool. You'll probably find, like, yeah. I guess that's part of my problem with when I was trying to do a little iOS development and when I try to do a little Android development, is kind of, I don't trust IDEs a whole lot, and they get in my way more than they help me be productive. And I know that's probably my own deal. But it does kind of suck. Yeah, it kind of sucks when they go in too deep on the tooling and they don't get down to the business of actually writing the code. Or you rely too much on tools to write code for you. It's fine, that stuff's fine, it just bothers me. It's not even like a code macho thing, it's just they want to get down to the actual guts of the thing. So did it accept my image this time? It seems like it did. Yeah, there's definitely no substitute for working code. I feel like a lot of times the documentation for a project is sometimes a good starting point as long as you're ready to go look at some working code. Yeah. Being able to tweak things locally and run them on your own hardware is great. In fact, that's the little music, can't point in the right direction. There we go. A little music player to the left there on my screen is this thing called Chip Machine. And I haven't done C++ in forever, but I found the source code for it, managed to get it building, and I don't remember much at all of C++, but because I could get it building and poke at the code, I could at least like make some of the changes I wanted to make and just kind of stumble through it. Working code's a lot better than just some docs. A different color. There we go. I wonder if another one of these images would work better. Oh, well. I thought maybe these would be better images to try. Weird that they're not showing up at all. Let's just go back to my cruddy canned images for now. Are any images that... Oh, there we go. So at least I know some images are working. Yeah, I've had experience too, kind of stumbling through random source code I've downloaded off the internet and trying to get configure and make to work. That usually works until you get into something like Firefox, which has its own complete build system and whatnot. Alright, so that's working at least. So, okay. I wonder if I can save one of these themes so I can stop picking images. Chip Machine, it uses CMake, and then it uses another build system called Ninja. And I'm not even quite sure what those are, except that they're the commands I had to run to build it. I did a little Googling and saw, oh yeah, Ninja is a build system, but I thought CMake was also, so... Nice thing though, since I did actually get it to build, those are things I can kind of investigate later. And in the meantime, I've got a working music player that I've like added a feature or two to. Alright, I got a couple images here. I'm going to see if I could... So one of the features of Firefox Color here is you can save your theme. And that saves it locally. I actually haven't tried saving yet. It says it worked. So if I scroll down here, so there's one of my saved themes. I'm going to try switching themes. Because all these preset themes, none of them have images. Now if I change back to saved theme, oh, cool. So saving just works. I was actually not expecting that to just work. Yeah, I've definitely never heard of Ninja before. I'm gonna have to look some more into it. Cool. So since I saved this theme and it's got my images in it, that should be a pretty good starting point for me to start messing around with the background image selectors and trying to make these images sortable. Actually, I'm going to do something different real quick. Let's do some barbecue in the left top. Let's do the wood grain in the right top. Do my head all across the bottom. There we go. So what I'm going to be able to do here is these are layered. So you can see I've got a tiled version of my head all the way in the back. When I reorder these, I should be able to see like that image take over the whole top. There are so many James Brown is Dead covers in Amiga mods. Let's get to the next one. Alright, so that's gonna work. Get rid of that for now. Save this. You know, I'm gonna change the color real quick since I think it doesn't detect that the theme has changed if I just pick images. Yeah, there we go. Actually, I'm going to add that to my to-dos. Oh, come on, you. Typo, typo, typo. Yeah, let's just add another to-do here. That's kind of a bug. And now that's probably going to mess up my little... Yeah, there we go. So I just kind of added a little to-do on the corner there. Let's delete this little debugging output. So to reorder these images, that's a good place to dive in, is to go further under the hood and look at my data store. Come on, you can do it, little buddy. The laptop's kind of freezing up on this. What on earth is going on? Ah, there we go. Okay, so open up the store. Wow, that's a big delay. Wonder what the heck is going on. That should not be that slow. I'm trying this thing, this SSH FS thing. I'm trying to decide if it's fast enough for what I'm trying to do. What else is eating up my CPU? Alright, well, let's just try relaunching it. Yikes. Let's see. Vim is responsive again. Let's try loading the test. Oh, that, yeah, there it goes. I think I might try doing, I don't know how responsive this is going to be. I'm still kind of experimenting with how to get this to work. This is not going to work properly, is it? Oh no, OBS doesn't like that I just zoom. Bring that back down. Oops, like I exited it. Now you can see my fancy password, Hunter23. I'm just curious, how responsive will Vim be on this remote machine? I have all my same preferences up on this remote drive, or this remote box. So if I wanted to, I could just edit right from there. Maybe I'll try that for a little while. Is that too big? That's too big. There's also stuff I haven't kind of worked out ahead of time, which I probably should. What I got here is a remote desktop straight into the Unix box, the Ubuntu box that's building my project. And I'll resize this for OBS real quick. So I'm kind of in a catch-22 here. I'm making things that are visible for everyone who's watching the stream, but at the same time making it comfortable for me to actually get some work done. Someday I'll have this stuff down pat. There we go. And now I'm moving the wrong thing. Watch as I completely destroy my streaming setup live. Alright, cool. So you can see my remote desktop. Got an editor set up in there. Yes, I understand. Actually, I'm going to bump that font size up just a tad more. There we go. So this should, oddly enough, be more responsive to editing, even though it's a remote machine and a remote desktop on that machine. It's apparently faster than the hijinks I'm trying to engage in with my file system. Don't need to do all this stuff. Okay. What I want? That is not what I want. This is what I want. No, this is what I want. Goodbye for now, NeoVim. Okay, so what I want to do is add something after all of that gymnastics getting around into my editor. I would like to update the data store such that I can reorder these images. Is that a better font? Oh, that is not a good font choice, is it? So, okay. I've got actions. I've got all my, so this is a Redux store, and I've got everything in here. I've got actions, I've got selectors, I've got reducers all piled into one big file, which is not how a lot of projects do it, but I was trying to keep this simple at first, so I just kept everything all in the same file. I'll probably refactor and split all this out at some point. But for now, what I want to try to do, I've got a couple reducers here with associated actions that let me set individual custom backgrounds at given indexes, clear a custom background at an index, and then clear all custom backgrounds. And what I want to figure out now, I actually need to think about this a bit. I want to be able to support, say, some buttons or drag and drop in the user interface to reorder these list items. And I'm trying to think what would be the most effective way to express that reordering. Whether it's... because I guess when I'm dragging and dropping, I can say something wants to land before or after another item. So yeah, I don't know, maybe the best action to create is to say move item at index to after index. I'm trying to think how best to express that. Because it's easy to say clear this at this index, clear this at that index. Wonder. let me close that. I wonder if anyone else has run into this. Just as a general thing. I feel dumb. This seems like a pretty simple, straightforward operation, and I'm kind of thumping myself. Factory order. I don't know that I necessarily want that. I just want to think. Let's open a few of these up and take a peek. I'm just trying to think about the data operation because it's been a while since I've done like drag and drop kind of stuff. So I'm trying to think how to express the data change in terms of an action. And I'm not even talking about the like HTML5 drag and drop API. I'm literally talking about how do I express move array index 0 after index 3. I'm thinking about it and looking at these things for inspiration, I guess. Not even that hard a problem. Yeah, I guess project just saying just from and to. Well, no, that's talking about the state. But I guess one thing I could do first is just express kind of like move up and move down. It's a pretty cool song. Get that. Oh yeah, and I see I never restarted my theme switcher, so you have not followed me into my browser. There we go. Reordering a JavaScript array based on a drag and drop interface. I think I'm just looking for like basic advice here. And I'm an event with many properties. New index, old index. Yeah, this is basically what I'm looking for, because I know what index the object was at, and I want to know how to handle the new index. Okay, so this person is using the spread operator with array slice. I mean, I guess this makes sense. It was this Kevin Salter from like 2 years ago. I think this might be the operation I'm looking for, because basically, yeah, I want to do an immutable change so that I don't change the incoming array in place. I say I want to move index 0 to index 3 in a new array. This is pretty cool. I'm going to favorite this song. It's okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this code, I think. Now, I wonder how else to do this. This person actually says they're pretty unsatisfied. Oh, no, this is the code I was looking at. Okay. I'm going to borrow this code right here and play around with it a little bit, because I think this is basically what I want to be able to do. Oh, you know what? I can't copy and paste between here and the remote desktop yet. Urgh. So many little stupid problems. Let's see if I can do this. I can't remember if I've got this syncing or not. I don't have this. So one of the things I can do, I can turn on syncing for my remote instance of Firefox. I can send a page to it. Do. I'll log into my Gmail off stage here. So this is Yak shaving at its finest. I could probably find a way to get the clipboard transfer working, but instead I'm just going to sync my browsers and send a page with the example code over. Sign in is confirmed. Activated. Now we'll see about end this tab. Device, which is this one. Did that work? Is it going to make me happy? I don't need that. Come on, little buddy, you can do it. Async is still kind of starting up. There used to be a control for making it sync immediately. Try that again. Hello, computer. Alright, that's not working. Let's go back to the old editor. So many computer problems today. I suppose that's worked while I've been doing this now. Okay. There we go. So here's what I want to do. Let me express this a bit as a test. First, just clear out the code. It's working a little faster now, so I'm not sure what I did or did not do to make my editor work again. Yep. Actually, it looks like there's someone at my door. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break and see what the heck's going on there. I'll be right back. Give you a little thing to look at. Alright, sorry about that, folks who are still with me. I had to go answer the door for a package. Back now. See, the music is hopping. Turn on my scene switcher again. Wait, I think I'm gonna skip forward a song. Alright, what was I doing? Okay, yeah, so what I want to do, would like to come up with some code that let me easily swap elements in an array in my Redux store. So then I can build an easy resorting UI for the custom backgrounds. It's a really simple data structuring problem, but I'm drawing a blank on it, but it looks like this. Do it on medium, but it has the basics I want. Here we go. Before I turn it directly into Redux model code, though, I want to play with it in a test first, just to see what it does. It should support reordering custom background images. And this is the thing I do every now and then, is when I want to make a new feature, I not only start by writing the test first, but I start by writing some of the actual code in the test. And then eventually, like, separate that out of the test and refactor it into the real code. So that's the thing I'm going to try here. I'm just going to copy pasta that code I found. Cool. Very quickly reorder that. And the other thing I'm going to do, since I'm working in tests right now, there's no sense in building the whole site on every file change, so I'm just going to watch my tests for a while. And so that's a thing that I did in my my package JSON, is I've got a bunch of commands in here. The most common one I use is start, which kind of fires up everything. That fires up code linting, that fires up site build, extension build, validation. But I've also got them all split apart into separate tasks. So if I just want to do one thing, I can do that for a while. So I'm going to focus on running these tests over and over. Back to my editor. Okay, so I threw this reorder array code in there. Just what I want to do is to say, see what he's doing here. I'm going to say, I don't know. Let's say I have an array A, then it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. lint disable. So I do this because my lint, well, I'm not even running linting right now, so never mind. My linter hates console log experiments, but I use them constantly while experimenting. Okay. So what I want to say is, array B is reordered array A, but I want to say old index. Let's say I want to move the second element to the 5th place. And that's going to take in array A. And you know, I think this might work if I understand how he's doing that. It's a pretty slick little immutable algorithm there. Let's see what the tests say. So notice I changed the file, it's rerunning the tests, and oh, lo and behold, it worked. So I said I wanted to move. Yeah, it might be easier to understand this. It's a 0-based array. I'm giving it 1-based numbers. There we go. Let's try that again. So in this case, the array indices match the array contents at first. And what I wanted to say is move to 5. And I believe that worked. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm saying move index 2 to index 5. You know, the other thing I want to assert is that there should be no change in A. Let's just do some rough formatting here. I suppose I could have asserted that in a test, but I don't feel like it. I'm just going to visually assert it. Yeah, okay. So I said I wanted to move index number 2 into the spot of 5. And what it appears to do, it moves it after. What if I wanted to move 7 to 0? How does this algorithm work? Does it do the right thing there? It does do the right thing. What if I wanted to move 0 to 7? Okay, well. I guess it just shifts things around. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think I'm overcomplicating this in my head. I wanted to move 6, 7. That should just swap those two, right? Long it's kind of boring. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, 6 to 7. Want to move 1 to. I don't know why I'm dubious of this, but it works fine. Yeah, okay. That's the other thing I'm going to do before I forget about it. I'm gonna copy this URL just because. Just kind of some light attribution, because I did not write this code by myself. And I like being able to point back to where I found it. I'd like to think this is what I would have come up with if I banged my head on it long enough, but I didn't. It looks like something, but this guy did. So, you know, it's funny because it's a blog post and there's no, say, this is not an NPM module. And it's not, like, there's no license attached to this per se. I just kind of like to credit the original, at least. Alright, let's go with that for now. So how do I express that as a Redux thing? Easy enough to express as a Redux thing. I can just make that into an action. So what I can say is I've got set clear, clear all. How about we say move? Move custom background. So that's our new action. So I've got a few weird things going on in this Redux store. For one, I'm identifying all the actions that cause a change to the theme, which is, I don't know, basically identical to this set, plus undo, redo. And the reason I identify those separately is I notify the add-on in the browser when the theme changes, but I don't notify the add-on in the browser when, say, I select a UI element in the web app. So I only notify the web browser to change themes if the theme is actually changed. So I call these all out, but then that means it's not very dry. I have to add the action here, and I have to add the action here. So I don't know. That's a thing I could fix someday to dry it up a bit. So, okay. So I've added the new action. And since I'm using this Redux Actions library, it does most of the boilerplate for me. So I can just name the action. And since I don't actually want to modify the incoming arguments for the action creator, what Redux Actions does is create a new action creator with that name. And all it does is create a function that takes parameters, and then those parameters go into a function, and that function creates the action type, which is a JavaScript object with property type, and that type is the name of the action, and then payload, and payload contains the arguments I passed into the function. So it just kind of takes care of a bunch of boilerplate in generating all these Redux actions. The real work starts to happen in my reducers. And I have a reducer that handles UI state, or actually a sub-reducer, a grouping of reducers that handles UI state, and I have a grouping of reducers that handles theme state. Now, a lot of these actions are handled in both theme and UI reducers because, for example, when I move a background, what I want to do is flag in the UI that something's changed, which means the save button reactivates, which means a bunch of things, like basically a bunch of things can happen in a UI. So I'm going to add the move action here. And basically, there's probably, actually there's an easier way I can do this. I think, there is an easier way to handle this. I'm trying to remember what the syntax is for that, because under Redux Actions you can group a bunch of action types within one reducer, and that would dry up this code a bit. All of this stuff, which is basically just whenever any of these actions come through, it tells the UI that a user edit has happened. Let's look at this real quick. Redux Actions. So Redux Actions, this is what I'm using. Yeah, here it is, combine actions. So on a reducer I can say, for both of these actions, process them through this same reducer. I'm not using that in this store yet. Let's use it. So reduce actions, create actions, handle actions. I'm looking for combine actions. I'm going to import that. Try this. I think I'm hopefully I don't break everything in doing this, but I think that's how this is supposed to work. Oops. Actually, I wanted the entire rest of that line. It's a pretty cool Chippy song. Remember that for next time. Yeah, I just kind of want to grab all of these. But you know what this is going to be? This is going to be string. See, I'm not using constant for this stuff because I'm being lazy and trying to avoid boilerplate. And in doing so, I'm generating copy pasta. So this is another thing to dry up at some point. So I think I can do this. Oh yeah, I forgot combine actions. I can say so in this case, when any one of those actions comes through, actually, I can dry this up even further. Whenever any theme change action comes through, let's just do that. Yeah. So that lets me dry up all this code. You know what? I think I can dry some things some more. And by dry, I mean don't repeat yourself. Because the more times you repeat yourself, the more times you can make an error. Yeah, see, the reason I'm not using this constant to fill in these is I want theme change actions without the undo redo. But I think this is okay. Okay, so I got that there. Now, so that's handling for the UI state. I just want the UI to recognize the user has changed something when they move something. But the actual moving in the theme data structure is going to happen down here. So here I say move custom background. And that's going to start with a state. And I'm going to say that's got a payload of new index, old index, right? And you know what? I'm gonna morph the doodling I've done in the test into an actual test in a second. I can't do any clever destructuring stuff here. So I'm gonna yank this code out from my test. I'm gonna stick that over here. And yeah, I know this is a long comment, but I want to leave it in there anyway. Now, to adapt this to my action, I'm going to say original array is state custom backgrounds. And we're not using event anymore, so that's been taken over by the payload. So, you know, I'm going to delete this line. And I'm just going to say event is no more. Event. And what I'm returning is not the new array. What I'm returning is state with custom backgrounds replaced by reordered items. So what I'm doing in this reducer is the current state comes in. The current state contains a property known as custom backgrounds, custom underscore backgrounds. That's the original array. I'm going to make a copy of that array such that the item I want moved is moved. So I don't modify the original array, because in Redux we would like the state before and after to be two separate immutable objects. So rather than making in-place changes in Redux, when we apply an action to the state, we produce a new state. And that's handy for a lot of reasons, because you can literally time travel within a stack of Redux states to rewind the application state. And you can also, it's really easy to do undo and redo, because I can just kind of, if I undo, just go back to the previous state that I did not modify when applying an action. And there are JavaScript libraries I could use to help me manage this immutable state, but for now I'm just kind of leaning on the built-in new spread operator. Okay, so this code is looking pretty good for a reducer. So when I say move custom background, that action is going to have a new index and old index. So the action is saying move the item from new index to old index. I take the original array, I find the moved item, okay, yeah, and so filter produces a new array missing the item that I want to move. Yeah, this is a pretty cool algorithm. I like this. Let's clean this up a little bit. This song has no end. Next. Alrighty then. So now what I'm going to do is wrap this in some tests just to assert the thing that I visually verified before. And so I'm going to say, I'm going to do some more copy pasta. I'm going to throw in 3 backgrounds. Maybe 4. Let's give ourselves 4 backgrounds. Probably complicating this. Let's say 5 backgrounds, who cares? I don't know what I'm doing. I have trouble making simple test cases sometimes because I just kind of want to play. So what I'm doing right now, I'm going to construct an array of backgrounds, which is a little different than the array of numbers that I did before, because these are actually JavaScript objects that represent background images. And what I'm going to do here, I want to say, okay, I'm going to dispatch some actions. Copy pasta that. I'm going to say, do this. Like many things I do when I'm developing, I'm just kind of winging it. I've got a vague idea how I want this to end up. Because I want to be able to generate a test set of backgrounds, insert them into the store, then later, immediately after, verify a move works correctly. Is that really the way I've done this? That doesn't seem right. No, that's totally the way I did it. Okay, I thought maybe I had background as not splatted in there. Okay, let me generate that action. Do some more copy pasta. I've already used that variable name, so let's go with something a little more generic. Now, just as a sanity check, I'm going to run this test as is to make sure what I hope to make happening. Gotta look at the test results real quick. I broke something while I was doing all that. What did I break? Expected action types to be string symbols or action creators. Oh, I know what that is. Okay, so that bit of drawing I tried to do here, no bueno. Doesn't work the way I thought it did. Where did I put that? I put it... Let's combine actions. Oh, wait. Let's try that. How about that? Does that make you happier, Mr. Compiler? Yeah, it made Compiler much happier. It's alright. So I did indeed create a list of backgrounds in my data store. Now, let's say let's do a thing here. Yay. I want to do a thing. I want to say I'm gonna try to make this easier for comparison. I can dry this up later. Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Is I'm going to say, what am I doing here? What on earth have I done? Circus clowns. Nice. Oh yeah, I think I know what I want to do here. I don't even really necessarily need to look at the test output. I'm just filtering it down to URLs, because that's the thing I really care to compare. And I broke my code. What's happening? What did I leave out? Duplicate declaration, okay. Fair enough. I declared result twice. Get rid of that. What I think I'm going to do is expect result URLs to deep equal expected URLs. There we go. This test should pass if I've done my homework correctly. It did not pass because result URLs is not defined. Result URLs. Cool. Okay. Alright, that test passed. The arrays look like I expect. Awesome. So now what I want to do is say store dispatch actions theme. No, not theme custom backgrounds. Launch every zig, you know what you're doing, come in. Theme move. Beep. And what I'm going to do is give that... I'm already forgetting my variable names. New index, old index. Let's move number 2. What did I do? Dang it. New index. I got it to edit mode. That's what I did. Let's move new index. Move the new index 5. Oh, I only added 5. Let's move it to 4. Okay, so old index 2, new index 5. 4. So this should cause the move to happen. What I'm going to do here is say you know, I could actually modify this one in place if I wanted to, but let's just do this real quick. Actually, you know what? I'm going to dry this up a little bit too, just because it's bugging me. Probably makes it uglier, but I don't actually use that intermediate value. At least not right now. I dispatched that state. This test will fail because I have to actually modify expected URLs in a way that I expect to match result. But I'm just kind of playing. There we go, test failed like expected. Cannot read property of undefined. Okay. What do we do to break it? Where did that error show up?
Do the same thing. We was kids. Never cook anything during the day. No candy, no ice cream. But when Ma let us
Store 206. So that's actually a thing that broke within my reducer.
wasn't outsmarting Ma. She was quick. She could tell if there was salt missing from a pretzel. So the next morning at breakfast,
So I'm curious about this.
my eyeballs, pupil to pupil, never blinking. Her eyes looked like two distant attorneys.
This is some freaky music. Reminds me of a lot of like 90s industrial. Oh. What's going on with you? You know what, actually I'm gonna favorite this and maybe look for more from this composer. What say you, test? Give me some input here. Original array undefined. Incarnation. What am I outputting? I feel I've broken something here. Let's spy on this, shall we? Did I misspell something? I don't think so. Come on, run that again for me. Oh, I see, I've been scroll back mode. Yeah, so... What happened? Well, what does our state look like? I'm missing something here. Let's make sure we're not in scroll back mode. I want to see what's happening. Alright, so let's go. Let's scroll back. Wait, well, I'm confused about my data structure here then. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. Yeah. I'm missing that. In fact, it's not state.custom backgrounds, it's state.images custom background. And I want to do... No, that's correct. I want to say state. I'm not replacing at the root of the state, I'm replacing a subkey of the state. And then a subkey therein. Okay. This code is getting ugly. I'm going to pretty it in just a second. Alright, that's more like expected. So the test failed in the way I anticipated it would, because I haven't actually changed the expected data. Righto. You know, it's annoying, but this is probably going to make things easier for me. Rather than code it, I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm just going to say this. Just to make it more explicit than the original. This is what we're going to expect. And in fact, I'm going to dry this even further. I'm just going to hard code these expected results because it's easier to reason about, I think. Do this. Forget about you. So then what I can say is now I'm going to move index 1 to index 4. I'm going to move index 1 to index 4. What that means is I'm going to literally move to index 4. Correct. Incorrect. Let's see. 0, 1, 2, no, that's correct. What I really meant was 3. Because it's 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 based indexes. 0 based indexes. And this is why I write tests. Let's clean up a little bit. I don't need all these console statements. And then let's pretty up my code now that I've uglified it. We'll do the same over here. I often will run prettier automatically on commit. Sometimes it's just super convenient to run it right in the editor so I can see what it's doing. Usually it runs a little smoother, a little faster than that, but I think I'm doing a lot of weird things with my editor. Okay, there we go. So this code looks a little cleaner now. What is this music? Yeah, I don't care about this. Alright, so let's save this. This is... I've heard better covers. Alright, so... prettifying this other code. Yeah, it's a little more understandable, I guess. clean out some of this. I'm tempted to write some more test cases just to make sure it does what I think it does. Alright. I may actually conclude the stream soon. Been streaming for about a little over an hour and a half. A little after, it's almost 5:15 here. Probably got another 15 minutes. This is pretty. Kind of shuffle the deck chairs here. No, that is not pretty. You know, just for the heck of it, I am gonna do one more reorder operation just to make sure it does what I think it does. I also, for some reason, want to stick this test towards the end. I don't know why. Sometimes I just kind of shuffle things around at random while I'm thinking. Copy pasta this one more time. We could try this test, but I'm not gonna right now. Let's see, from this list now, I don't know, I want to move 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, I want to move 4 to 0. Just to make sure 0 works. I don't know why I think it's a special case. It's not really. Let's do that. It should do it, is what I expect. And the test passes. Cool. What else can I do with this test? It's probably sufficient. You know what, I'm going to dry it up a little bit. Because I'm repeating this code over and over again. Just keep doing that. I'll copy pasta, but I can reduce it somewhat. I could reduce it further, but that's probably diminishing returns and banning it. Hey, Gapian. Yeah, I'm totally hacking to Gibson here. You know, I can make these tests even shorter. Why am I doing this? I do this sometimes. I just like over-engineer random crap that does not need the engineering effort. Let's leave it alone. Tests are passing. This song has no ending. Let's keep going. Okay. Now, I guess the thing to do is to hook this up to the UI. You know, this is bugging me. I really want. I just suddenly made a problem for myself, and I have to solve it. It's so dumb. What browser was I just in? Yeah, here we go. Just look at this real quick. What is the API for this? Can I do that? I can do that, so I don't need to do this, but nice little funeral march, I guess. There, so I guess I just kind of shortened that test and dried it up a little bit. And you know, I don't even care about these two lines. I'm not actually looking at that. Alright, does that still pass or did I break it? Still passes. Okay. I didn't actually need to do that, but I feel like it kind of shortened the test a little bit. I like this song. Let's favorite that. Cool, okay. So I've like verified that my reordering works. Okay. Cool, let's move on. What are my changes so far? I don't think I need that file sticking around anymore. Why did I put that? Oh, I know. It's because I didn't trust my SSH file system. Alright, so what do we got? Edit a new test. Prettified things. Fix the XM or the SVG media type. Added a new redux action and reducer. Got a nice little array reorder algorithm in there. Okay, so that's good for that bit. So now I'm gonna start playing with the site again. So I'm gonna stop just watching tests. I'm gonna fire back up the full site build again. Righto, so back to our components. I don't know if I can do this in 10 minutes or not. Spent a lot of time yak shaving this. There's something else here. I wonder how my favorite list is looking now. I fixed a bug this weekend with Chip Machine where the last few streams I've been trying to favorite songs, and my favorited songs were not actually ending up in the favorites playlist. I fixed that bug this weekend, so now I should be starting to accumulate favorites, which was an issue. I'm distracting myself. So, the build finished. I should be able to reload my front end. Nothing should be broken yet because I'm not actually using the new Redux code. Yeah, I want that web console open, but I want that web console out of my way. But I break it. Alright, you're starting up. Nothing broke. I'm gonna open the web console again. dock that to the right. There we go. Alright, this song... No. Yeah, I don't actually like this song. This song goes on for too long. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah, how my favorites are doing. I'm gonna shuffle my favorites. See what that does. You're not gonna shuffle my favorites? I mean, I loaded my favorites? Load my favorites. I think I probably broke favorite shuffle. Probably have some more debugging to do. Oh well. Shuffle the world again. Because I don't know, am I actually getting a favorites playlist now? This is all stuff that has nothing to do with my current task, except that music is very important. Yep, doop, 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 doop. Watch me very painfully try to type out a file name. Okay, so yeah, it's been saving everything I've done so far. I'll get back to that. This song's funky. Alright, so... I want to reorder these background images, so... I'm not going to implement drag and drop right now. What if I just added buttons to shift them up and down? Yeah, okay. Let's do that for now. Useful to look back at my test to remember exactly what API I made for this, because my memory is apparently short. I'm starting to like this song less and less. What's next? Did I break it? No. What am I doing? I'm adding buttons. Okay. Yeah, let's just add a couple buttons. Button for up. Button for down. At some point I'll replace this with like a proper drag and drop implementation. Let's say, so we do know what our index is. Let's say, here we go. We already know what our old index is. Music. Come back. Come back, music. Oh no! I broke the player. Come back, music player. Alright, so... Hello, chip machine. Music. So I know I want to dispatch this. No, I don't want to change that. I want to dispatch this. Oh, you know what I need to do? This is so annoying. I have to thread the action through the whole application. Which is another thing I'm going to fix at some point, I guess. Fix the priority of my music. So yeah, one of the things I gotta do... What? Okay. I'll take that. Say what? One of the things I am not doing in this React app is I'm not passing things around with like triple dot props, which I probably should be doing, because instead I'm just naming all the props explicitly, and that's really starting to get annoying. Maybe I should do that now too. I don't know. That was 5:30. Maybe I'll save this for next stream. 4 minutes short of having streamed for 2 hours. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to cut this short for now because I got to figure some things out. And I got to figure out dinner. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to split this to-do. You know, actually I did this one, I think. I think I did do this one. I'm going to say... I did add Redux support for reordering backgrounds. I'm going to say that's done. What I did not, in fact, do is support it in the web UI. So, we'll get around to that at some point. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try to remember that for next time. Alright, so next time, which might be Wednesday, I'm gonna try this. But for now, I think I'm going to call this to a close. Whoever's still watching, thanks for coming by. I'll probably do this again Wednesday. I'm going to shoot for 3 p.m. Eastern, and we'll see what happens. Cheers and have a good one.